October 8 is no ordinary date on the women's football calendar. It's the flashpoint that launches the first ever FIFA Women's Champions Cup and, depending on what happens in Wuhan, could change how the world sees club football for women. On that day, Wuhan Jiangda, champions of the AFC Women's Champions League, will host Auckland United, winners of the OC Champions League, at the Wuhan Sports Centre Stadium. And the victor won't just collect another trophy. They'll advance to round 2 in December and keep alive a shot at being one of the 4 clubs that meet for the knockout finale in late January. This tournament was approved to stitch together the best club champions from each continent under the FIFA banner for the first time, and the stakes are immediate: momentum, global attention, and the chance to wear a literal world crown for club. Fans in Wuhan will feel it in the stands, but the real tremor runs through scouting networks, broadcasters and investors watching the match from afar. Arsenal sit on the horizon of this new competition as the UEFA winners, who will enter directly into the tournament's final phase between January 28 and February 1, 2026, but they are not the only story. Wuhan's opening fixture is the Ignition. The winner from October faces a December opponent, the Carfi winners determined in November, and only then will the quartet be known that travels to an as-yet unannounced centralised host for semi-finals, a third-place playoff and the final. Gotham FC, representing CONCACAF, are already slotted on the other side of that bracket to face the eventual CONMEBOL champion, meaning that early results in Wuhan and other qualifying ties directly shape who gets to challenge Arsenal for a global club title. That structure makes October and December more than warm-ups. They're a chain of elimination that can produce instant contenders and surprise ambassadors for regions often underrepresented in global broadcasts. What makes this competition historically important goes beyond brackets and dates. For years, women's club football has been fractured by continental silos. Strong domestic leagues, intense continental cups, but no annual event that truly crowns a global club champion. The Champions Cup fills that gap in years when FIFA does not stage a larger Club World Cup, and although ambitions for an expanded Women's Club World Cup have been pushed back to 2028, this new tournament offers a credible, recurring world stage now. That means players who once fought for regional recognition can finally showcase themselves against the very best from other confederations. Clubs can test recruitment and tactics on unfamiliar opponents, and broadcasters can package a story about global rivalry rather than isolated domestic dominance. For sponsors and federations, this spells opportunity, and for the next generation of players, it spells inspiration. The young athlete watching Wuhan versus Auckland could now see a direct route from local league to world stage in a single season. Expect the narrative to shift quickly after October 8. A strong performance by an underdog will create a social media whirlwind. An upset will redraw scouting maps, and a dominant showing by an established power will underline where investment is already paying dividends. Of course, Arsenal's later arrival in January adds a magnetic subplot. Will they walk into a tournament dominated by a club that earned its place through Wuhan and December qualifiers, or will the semi-finals stiffen the challenge and produce an all-time classic? Meanwhile, the political economy of the sport is changing. Federations must now contend with a calendar rewards alignment and gives value to continental competitions in ways they didn't before. So mark your calendars for October 8 and then for the decisive dates in December and the end of January finals. Watch the Wuhan opener not as a single friendly or warm-up, but as the first bell in a sequence that could reorder power, attention and money across women's club football worldwide. This is where new rivalries begin, where reputations will be forged, and where a fresh world champion may emerge to claim a title that has never belonged to any club before. If you're a fan, a scout, a journalist, or just someone who loves the growth of the women's game, this is the moment to pay attention. Because what starts in Wuhan will not stay in Wuhan, and one October match could very well rewrite the story of club football for years to come.